Hello everybody, today we are prepping our crazy Kotatsu table to mold it. For those of you that follow along with my series, you may be thinking, I already did mold it, like how did I pour epoxy with no mold? Well, that's not really mold, it's just a bunch of plastic to create texture underneath the table. And now we gotta make a real mold so we can pour the rest of the table. But I have a problem with that because the plastic that I used to create the texture left a void underneath the table. So if I make the mold like I normally do, or even create a box for it, that gives me shudders thinking about it. I would probably end up with a whole bunch of epoxy underneath my table and all this hard work out the window. Now's a great time to mention that I seriously do get some great suggestions from my viewers, so if you have a better idea of how I could have done this, or if you're just a basement troll who lies about being an expert in things you're not, post them up in the comments. I would appreciate it. And if you are a basement troll, please include your fake experience so we can easily identify you. I sure don't want to end up trying to clean my carpets with fire again. So all we're really doing right here is cutting off the side of the table so we have a flat reference point to put our mold onto. And you can see here with my evolution saw, I made like a million passes for this cut. I probably could have done this in one or two, but when you have kind of a sketchy situation, it's best to go in little tiny passes. Well, maybe not, but I've been a fake expert for about 25 years, so I think I know what I'm talking about. I'm not sure I have the fortitude to explain what's happening here, but you do want to remember this moment if you watch the series, because I'm almost positive I'm going to have to come back and make a major fix because of why I had to cut that epoxy off. Pretty sure there's going to be a whole video on it. So a quick little scuff up of the epoxy will make it so the new epoxy will adhere. And I'm doing this before I put the mold on because if I do it afterward, I'm going to bump into the mold walls. So now it's time to put our mold up, but first we have that gap under the table we have to fill up. So I started by applying the silicone liberally because I do not want any leaks here because they'll go under it and ruin everything. To span the gap, I needed 2 pieces of polyethylene, so I used some hot glue to meld them together. Along with that large bead of silicone we put down the flat side of the table and some of this hot glue, we're hoping we don't get any leaks underneath the table. I could deal with them coming out the side. I cannot deal with them going under the table at this point. If you like that little tongue depressor holder I got it from Baked Oven Woodworks. She's actually having a 30% off sale right now, so if you want to go check her out, you probably should. Just a word of caution there, if a sailor's vocabulary offends you, go f yourself, because you'll enjoy that more than seeing her TikToks. So here it's the exact same process as what we did on the last side, and we button it all up and pour tomorrow, but first we're gonna have to barbecue some wood. Seriously, I took wood and threw it on the grill. And I'll tell you what, it worked out so well, I'll definitely do it again, because we get weird with wood at Screaming Donkey.